JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now onto the news. Cops kill 64-year-old alleged gang leader in East Kingston. An alleged gang leader was shot dead during a police operation along Burke Avenue in Wellington Town, East Kingston, on Thursday morning. The dead man has been identified as 64-year-old Christopher Murray, otherwise called Muslin, who police said was the leader of the Burger Gully gang. An illegal gun was taken from the now deceased during the incident, the police said. Information is that police were conducting an intelligence operation in the community in search of guns when the incident occurred. It was reported that around 6 a.m., the police knocked on a door and Murray immediately opened fire at the lawman. The fire was returned and Murray was hit in the upper body. He reportedly fell and police seized the illegal weapon, a .38 revolver containing 4 live rounds and 2 spent casings. Murray was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital where doctors pronounced him dead. Head of Area 4 Police, Assistant Commissioner Michael Phipps, said the authorities would not relent in going after the gang members and the violence producers. We will continue to target the gunmen known to be operating in the Burger Gully and the surrounding areas. Our operations are ongoing, Phipps said. Kidnapped businessman released, ransom reportedly paid. Gavin Myers, a businessman from Darlaston, Westmoreland, was abducted early Tuesday morning by heavily armed men, has reportedly been released and is now reunited with his family. Sources indicate that a ransom was paid to secure his release. Assistant Commissioner of Police ACP Glenford Miller, head of the Area 1 Police Division, which includes Westmoreland, confirmed Myers' release and noted that the police are investigating reports that a ransom demanded by his captors was involved. From all indications, he was actually released by the persons who kidnapped him and is back home now, safe, Miller said on Wednesday. We are also hearing, but we have not confirmed, that some monies were paid over to these persons for his release. Reports indicate that Myers, who operates a car mart in Darlaston, received a phone call early Monday morning from someone posing as a prospective car buyer. He agreed to meet the call at his business place around 7 a.m. Shortly after his arrival, a Toyota Crown motor car pulled up and 3 rifle-wielding men emerged. They forced Myers into their vehicle at gunpoint and drove off. Alarmed residents who witnessed the incident alerted the police. However, initial efforts by law enforcement were hindered by the lack of information regarding the abductors or their motive. Sources suggest that individuals close to Myers negotiated directly with the kidnappers without police involvement. Sometime between nightfall on Monday or early Tuesday morning, Myers was released. Despite his safe return, police have not closed the investigation. We'll continue to investigate this matter, said Miller, who may declare that the police is taking the matter quite seriously, especially since guns were involved. 24 babies have died at Victoria Jubilee Hospital since the start of June. At least 24 premature babies have died at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston since the start of June. The deaths have prompted fears of an outbreak of an infection at the maternal hospital. But well-placed sources say there are currently no reports of an outbreak at the facility. It's understood the hospital has recorded higher than normal rates of premature births over the period. Some of the babies were also reportedly stillborn. Sources say it is not unusual for the hospital to record a higher than usual number of neonatal deaths during this time of the year. Permanent Secretary in the Health Ministry, Errol Green, has confirmed the deaths but advised that he was in a meeting and could not provide additional details. The Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie, was similarly unable to give a detailed comment on the record. The leadership of the South East Regional Health Authority, CERO, has reportedly convened a high-level meeting to discuss the matter. The leadership of the South East Regional Health Authority, CERO, Lascelles Brown, has confirmed the deaths.
A meeting was convened to discuss matters surrounding the deaths of some premature babies, and the regional technical team, the regional technical director, and the other specialists, including the SMO at VGH, they are currently conducting deeper analysis to find out what the nature or the cause of those deaths. So I'm not able to speak on the matter in much detail in terms of what would have been the cause and the outcomes. So I wait those reports, and after that meeting, then I will be able to make a definitive statement on the matter. Where I've not gotten confirmation on the numbers, but the technical team, headed by the regional technical director, is currently, as we speak, at Victoria Jubilee. Premature babies have died, and that has happened from time to time, and especially coming up to this time of the year, what we consider to be the peak season, when we have more births, we usually have an increase in premature babies, and sadly some have not make it. But in this case, I wouldn't be able to speak on the matter because I don't want to speak on a term without having the facts.
Government ordered to pay $120 million to man in prison 50 years without trial. The Supreme Court of Jamaica has ordered that the state pay $120 million to George Williams, the man who spent 50 years in prison and 42 years without a review. The sum includes $78.6 million for compensatory damages and $42 million for vindicatory damages, according to the judgment handed down on Thursday in a wrongful imprisonment lawsuit filed by Williams' attorney John Clark. The government had offered to pay Williams $6 million, but this was rejected by his family. Supreme Court Judge Sonia Whitblair declared in her ruling that Williams' right to due process and a fair hearing by an independent and impartial court within a reasonable time were breached by the failure of state organs to conduct periodic reviews of his incarceration to determine whether he recovered his mental health to be fit to enter a plea and stand trial. Williams, a Rastafarian, was taken into custody by the police on December 29, 1970, and charged with the murder of Ian Laurie, committed on July 21 that same year. However, he was kept in custody at the court's pleasure because he was declared unfit to enter a plea. Whitblair declared that the manner of his detention breached his right to liberty to which he is entitled by virtue of his being a citizen of a free and democratic society. Williams' plight came to light following the release of a 2020 report by the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM. The report revealed that he was one of 7 mentally ill men who had each spent at least 40 years in prison awaiting trial. One of them, Noel Chambers, also Rastafarian, died on December 27, 2020, at the age of 81, after spending 40 years in a high-security prison without a trial. Man wanted in seizure of 14 guns captured and charged. The second man was wanted in connection with the seizure of 14 guns on Eastside Avenue, Kingston 10, on May 28, has been captured and charged, according to police. 37-year-old Julian McLeish, a phone technician of Dunrobin Acres, Kingston 8, was reportedly held by the police on Saturday, June 1, when the Clarendon police conducted an operation at a premises in Water Lane in the parish. McLeish and other individuals were arrested. He was subsequently charged on Tuesday. Police had been searching for McLeish following the May 28 operation, where FNIT personnel searched the premises and 14 guns, 12 magazines, and more than 50 rounds of ammunition were allegedly seized. 38-year-old Lamar Douglas, otherwise called Joe, of Patrick City, Kingston 20, was out on bail in relation to another case, was taken into custody, and was subsequently charged on Wednesday, June 4. Following the operation, McLeish was listed as a person of interest and was urged to report to the police. The identities of the other men held on Saturday are being withheld, pending further investigations. Police say McLeish has been charged with 13 counts of possession of a prohibited weapon, dealing in prohibited weapons, stockpiling prohibited weapons, and conspiracy to traffic, deal in, and stockpile prohibited weapons. Mechanic faces multiple charges after alleged abduction and robbery in Manchester. A 51-year-old mechanic accused of abducting a woman and threatening her with a knife in Mandeville, Manchester in February has been charged. Is Ron Cross of Paradise Norwood, St. James. He has been charged with robbery with aggravation, abduction, and unlawful wounding. Cross reportedly approached the woman walking along Perth Road at about 1:40 a.m. on Sunday, February 22. He allegedly engaged her in conversation, after which he entered his vehicle and they drove off together. According to police reports, Cross then pulled a knife and demanded her belongings. Fearing for her life, the woman surrendered her Samsung A03 cell phone and handbag, valued at approximately $30,000, a police statement said. A report was later made to the police and an investigation was launched. Cross was arrested and subsequently placed on an identification parade where he was positively identified. Government launches $1 billion solidarity program to help 50,000 vulnerable Jamaicans. The government has launched its $1 billion solidarity program to reach the most vulnerable in the society. It will provide one-off grants of $20,000 to 50,000 Jamaicans. Social Security Minister Pernell Charles Jr. says the program is designed for people who could not previously benefit from existing social intervention initiatives.
Elderly Jamaicans who are not now receiving PATH, social pension or NIS support. Young people, so it's only if you're between 18 to 35 that you're identified as young. For those who are not in school, no longer in any training, not employed, for those persons with disabilities, for the informal and low-income workers, for the medically indigent individuals program, for the small business operators, we are looking for you. And finally, for those who often painfully have to, but not easily support, those who don't have the birth certificate, those who don't have the right documentation, who cannot simply access services because their names are not on record, you are who we are looking for this time. The strength of the Solidarity Program lies in the power of our partnerships. Strategic, purposeful, and people-centered. This is a whole of government, whole of society approach backed by action, clear referral systems, real-time data tracking, and structured, following through to ensure that no one falls through the crack. Through the ministry's Labour Market Information System, LMIS, and in collaboration with the Heart NSTA Trust, with the JCPD, with the RGD, with the NHF, NIS, the EOJ, the TAJ, we ensure that every beneficiary is not just given this one-time grant. That's a big part, but it's not the biggest part. The biggest part is for them to come into the system and be connected to the full spectrum of government services, providing additional opportunities to get them the opportunity to have economic independence.
JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.